Hello, everybody. I am Sun Psychic Jean, and please welcome my co-host Val from Dragonfly Crystals and Next Level Channeling.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here with Sun Psychic Jean because it's always exciting and fun, informative, informative.
Yeah, it's a high vibrational discussion and understanding and conversation, and we know that now more than ever, it is really important for all of us to get together and sort of work on understanding some spiritual or high vibrational or different soul aspects of what it is that's going on around us. Oh my gosh, everybody's here. Hello, Erica and Lisa and Noor, Christian, Karen, Chick from Ohio, teacher Barbara. Very nice, very nice. So Val and I are wanted to hi Carter, hi Abby, hi Mama Sushi. We're going to be maybe just offering some observations and some uh, uh, not some
Perspectives, different
yeah some
perspectives.
perspectives. Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
You're
Jump in
welcome.
anytime, Val. Yeah, it's not easy to express, and then we're going to be seeing not really uh, maybe helping for a little more understanding, or maybe seeing how you're dealing with it, and what your method of coping might be. And we're not going to be taking any questions or readings today, but and as you know, with Val and I, it is more of a discussion based, but we want to include all of you, so please feel free and comment according to the discussion. So what we're talking about is all of the I said to Val when we met backstage, I said, isn't it funny, it seems like a lot of things are shifting. that was
Like, go ahead.
That was a play on words, because we're all waiting for this big shift to occur.
It's really true, though. We are shifting in so many ways, and this big shift is truly well and on its way for sure. That I know, and I can feel it. We're like on the very verge of really going into this light body feeling of who we are. This no, not oh, I'm gonna clear this, I'm gonna clear that. No, you just are gonna be, you're gonna embody your higher self here now, every day, in every moment, without, you will have to be in the moment to do it. Oh, that's
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we see the power in that. We
yeah,
see the result of being in the now moment and being in a balanced sort of energetic field, and understanding that we may be knocked off once in a while, but it's not being knocked off, it's how quickly we can come back to our center and be balanced again. And we know that a lot of people are going through, pulled from one side to another side, or from one belief or emotion to another belief and emotion. And that's all perfectly understandable and normal. But the number one belief would be the belief in ourselves, and to trust yourself, to trust and to connect with your consciousness aspect of yourself, and understand that there is a consciousness part of you that is inhabiting this human container. And for us to stay in contact with that will help us to understand and to stay in balance.
absolutely, absolutely. It's really important to stay in balance and understand too that this this kind of crazy earth storm kind of story that we've got going is just a story in this moment, and not to get hooked into the drama of the story, because when you do that, you're stepping out of your power center is that beautiful, peaceful energy you have in your divine source, your higher self that resides within you. So that's your job if you choose to accept it. So then when you unhook from that drama, I think all of you are going to feel, and I know some of you already have, you're going to feel like a calm, like the eye of a storm. You're going to feel like everything's just the way it needs to be. I'm really feeling actually buoyant. So what do you think, Jean?
I think that's really very true, very well said, Val. And I too felt that. I too had a particular time where I was in total denial, total
Yeah.
disbelief, and total like this, like I'm like Groundhog's Day, like I couldn't be doing that. What is happening, you know? Um,
Yeah.
and it was really we were all very shocked. We were all in dismay, and it's important to understand that um, the human aspect of ourselves, the emotional, the trauma, the drama, the fear, we all have, and it's all understandable, and it's all something that is in our human experience. And with the work that we all do here, and with all of the light workers here, you all know that there is with this other aspect of ourselves, this soul's vibration, that we are not only susceptible to our ego or to our human existence. There is another part of ourselves for us to tap into and to rely on and to embody. And this is the strength and the just the balance that we're looking for. Um, is do you have a different way of explaining that, Val? I don't know.
I mean, really, I mean, there's only one truth here, and that is you are a divine being projecting down into this story, this matrix, this earth school. And so knowing that you are pure love, that is the one truth you always can boil everything down to, so that any shadow is just that. Shadow and fear is the absence of light. That's all that is. And absence of light, what does that mean? It means the absence of truth. Once you hear the truth of something, all of a sudden the darkness is like, what? I'm not afraid of that. Or, you have no more fear of anything because you realize you're an eternal being. Nothing in this universe is going to really affect you in any way, shape, or form other than you are part of it all. You are like the universe, and everything is in you. So everything that is going on in your universe, accept it as the flow of the universe answering your request for unity, for oneness, for ascension, for remembering who you are. It's always answering you. It's answering you, bringing you the answer that you asked for, maybe not in the way that you thought it was going to show up, but it is the answer. It will all reveal itself over time. And so take
Absolutely.
yourself back to the love, take yourself back to that love that you are, the
And
core.
if you are still in a fear emotion or a unbalanced feeling of energy, there is no judgment. We all have our
Yeah.
own time that we need to process things, and perhaps it may be triggering or reminding us
Mhm.
of something else that maybe we felt powerless against. But it is a true reminder of how powerful we really truly are. We're sovereign beings, and the lies and the propaganda and the fear that they're intimidation that they're trying to impart on humanity is won't work with us, won't work with you, won't work with me. I have too much power, I have too much balance, and I know that nobody can manipulate me or make me
That
fearful.
I like what you just said, manipulate you. It is a game that is set up where so many things manipulate you and take you away from what you need to concentrate on, that beautiful light that you are, that love. But I love that idea because what's going on right now in the world is really last the election night, I went through all those emotions. Our country is ruined, our constitution, blah, 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 and the whole 9 yards. And then I asked for help. I asked for assistance to bring myself back to that peace and some understanding. And I woke up and all of a sudden I was in this most beautiful, peaceful space where I just have not lost that sense of self and that everything is exactly as it needs to be to create. Now, your space where you're going through that might be longer to get to that peace, and that's okay. It's perfectly fine. Absolutely. I had to ask for help to get to the peaceful place. But we're all, definitely don't deny your feelings. Feel them and, but don't linger. Do your best to start seeing it from an overview, a higher perspective, so that you're out of the drama of it, because that's a little painful to be in the drama of that kind of thing. You don't want to linger there too long because, yeah, that's not fun. So that's all I've got to say about that. What about you, Jean?
It's it has a little bit also to do with us remembering who we are and the awareness, having the awareness in our everyday lives. And this comes down to our spiritual practice, and whether we meditate or whether we receive information, we have communication with our guides and downloads or automatic writing or tarot cards or it's important for us to stay in connection with the spiritual realm, our higher vibrational information source. But it's also remembering awareness of who we are and the energetic quality of who we are here in this incarnation. That the awareness brings that strength. The awareness brings that calm. That awareness reduces and prevents any manipulation, because you're like, I can see right through that, wolf, or
Exactly.
that wolf hiding in sheep's clothing. I can see that. You're just wearing a little hat. I can see right through that, because we have this awareness of who we truly are.
Mm,
We can also have the awareness of what is going on around us. And when we hold the light, there is no darkness that is able to penetrate. And, I'm not, and this is in no way judgmental.
no,
Believe me, there are
no.
different people have different circumstances that are dealing with way different uh, prospects or possibilities or outcomes. And wherever you are, I honor that. But what I'm maybe suggesting is some little bit of a calmness it
Mm,
will bring when we tempt or consider having this awareness that will keep us calm and keep a perspective that is not able to be tainted or manipulated. And it's almost like we'll be rising above and watching, sort of
mhm.
like a perspective. And Val, you said this before we came on. We are here to hold the light. We
Yeah,
are
I
here
get
to
that.
have this awareness, hold
Yeah.
the light while this is all playing out.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Yeah, I love what you said, and I just wanna address Debbie, 3 Shifting Veils. It was after my prayer that I felt numb and calm. Well, you do want to open your heart and feel everything, and that connection where you feel empathy for others, and you look at the situation and you know that others who have, um chosen to separate themselves from us in some way, you have compassion for the road that they have are walking right now, because they are part of you. And in that, you keep your heart open and feel all the feelings, feel them all. Um, So that's pretty important. And maintaining that calm, like Jean said, is really important as well, because your guides and angels, whether you realize it or not, they are talking to you all the time, guiding you, putting thoughts in your head. And you, when you're holding your breath and you're not taking your deep breaths and calming yourself down, just like Jean said, you're not hearing the flow. You're not in the flow because you've tensed up and you've stressed. So more light can flow in when you breathe. Do some deep breathing every so often and allow that flow. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's sometimes witnessing other people going through their lessons, like as a parent watching your children, fall and skin their knee or get in a fight with a friend or to be jaded by a boyfriend or girlfriend. It's really hard to stand back and watch, but perhaps maybe we can look at it like this, like a parenting role. Like we have the experience, we have the knowing, we have the perspective, we hold the light and we allow them, we hold their space, holding the space for them to go through the trials and tribulations of growing up and actually evolving. Maybe that's and this is the first time I'm considering that possibility, but it is very similar to not that we're parenting other humans, it's just that we're holding the light and watching.
Like a
And
divine mother, almost like
oh,
a divine feminine. Yeah.
there you go. There
You
you
get,
go.
yes,
Hmm.
that
That was
nice puppy
amazing.
dog. So, yeah, and T. Lynn says it didn't go through all the emotions and disgust. They would do this. Yeah, I do strongly feel it will be brought to light and corrected. Well, that's what all of this is about. It may not get corrected the way that let me just say, we're not going to have expectations about it, because expectations create anxiety, stress, and displeasure for yourself. Let the universe flow out the way that it needs to, because it has a game plan. Believe me, it's fulfilling your desire for oneness and for peace and love. So,
That's right.
yeah,
Let go of the outcome. And Debbie also said, I said that what I needed to be said, and I'm prepared for whatever is
yeah.
next, and being there for immediate family, friends, and tribe.
Excellent, Debbie. That is so, so beautiful, because one of the main things of all of this is coming together, bringing everyone back together, coming together, because it's all you. And um, so, family, friends who may not agree with you, or you might have been on the outs with, like Rose Blue was mentioning about her brother, hold that light, hold them in the light, even if you can't have a civil phone call with them right now. See them with you every day in the light in front of you. It does miracles to do that. And it frees you from any feeling of animosity or anything that has gone on, because
Mm.
that's all Earth 101 stuff. Just let that go. Because at the end of the day, if one of you passed, you'd be like, "Oh, I wish I would have made up with so and so." You don't want to hold that um, kind of feeling.
Grudge. Yeah, those grudges. And Debbie, this is, she said, I've let go and have gone into acceptance. And
Yeah,
really,
oh,
that's the power. That's
that
where the power is.
that
And
is,
and not to point out, but Lisa is still in the fear realm, and that's okay too. But it is you're giving them your power when we go into fear and we don't have faith, trust, and the intention for the highest, the most benevolent outcome.
and
And
this is, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, that's all right. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and Lisa, this is to say, and I'm saying this to everyone, myself included, that you are this sovereign being, this light-filled divine being here now in this moment. You don't have to be in that circle of control. You're outside of the game. You do your own thing, how you need to do it, the way in which you want your universe to look. This stuff going on does not control you. You don't have to worry about that. You just be your sovereign, powerful being in your own world. And I understand what you're talking about. The rule of law is what our country was founded on, but just hold your breath. Don't hold your breath, but don't hold your breath, but wait for it, because at the end of this, there will be a shifting that we will see of a better way, a better rule of law. And I believe in the rule of law because it is fair to everyone. It isn't based on anything else, but what we've all come together and agreed upon should be fair and equitable for everyone. So, yeah, just hold the hold that knowingness that you are powerful in your life, every single one of you. And you are not in that game. That game doesn't control you. That game doesn't own you. That political system game, step outside. You're up
Mhm,
here and you're in here. This is
mhm.
you. Nobody has to control you.
Allow for the evolution and hold on for the hope that everything will turn out better than expected. And how many times have we said about the Constitution or about laws that they're antiquated? And when they said the gun law that it was a musket and one little
Yeah,
pellet is
exactly.
what.
I mean, you couldn't kill
So
a whole row of people with it because it didn't.
and
They
now
didn't.
the laws, they're able to get around it and find loopholes.
Yeah.
I mean, and the corruption, and it's not really working very well anymore. And especially the laws, the legal system, they have loopholes and all this delay. That has, I mean, it would really, this consider possibly that this could be a catalyst that will help us to evolve and create a new way of being together and not ruling law, but just a way of life. A promise and uh, a new way of following, live and let live, and love one another and do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Really
Yep.
basic, fundamental, without loopholes, with really accountable, self accountable, that we would all have to hold ourselves accountable.
Mhm.
And it's allowing people to evolve past what we see here, and what the existing systems are all breaking down, because the systems were built on that 3D materialistic
Correct.
capital gain, I'm better than you kind of an energy. And that energy is not working anymore. We need a more communicative, a more collaborative, a more supportive, a more community based energy. And perhaps this is what we need in order to create this new system and this new way of life. Who knows?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree with you. And there is a lot of kind of, we'll just say, America in particular, and other countries as well. We have a lot of, um, we'll just say, shadowy things going on in all kinds of fingers in the pie here and there. So all of that kind of greed and avarice and all that stuff is what's getting weeded out. So, this is what the universe saw needed to get done to bring us what we've always wanted. And it's just, we didn't see this outcome right now, but apparently it was like a final push to clean it all up. So just know that you've done a good job and it will get cleaned up. So just believe it and know it. Believe it and know it. We have
And
definitely turned the corner for light. We are definitely, it is already a done deal. So don't worry about that. We're not backsliding. Go ahead, Jean. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
And I think it's important to understand that to allow this possibilities to have optimism, to let go of control of the outcome, that you want it to be back the way it used to be, but maybe something new is something better.
Mhm.
Allow that something this or something better, and for the greater good and for the good of all concerned. And it's
Mhm.
really, letting go of control of the outcome and letting go of the fear and having that trust in it. And Abby says, we were made for this moment in time. I feel so at peace. Excellent.
Yay.
Beautiful.
Very good.
Beautiful.
I
And
love
Randy says, I'm not following anyone. I choose what I direct my energy
it.
to.
Yay, Randy.
That's
Excellent. Excellent.
That's
Mhm.
confidence, that's self-empowerment, that's awareness of self and awareness of our divinity and our sovereignty.
Mhm.
And Jill so beautifully said, seeing each other as humans and not as a physical or religious practice or practice. I think she said meant to say
Yeah.
practiced. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, Jill.
Yep.
Exactly. Exactly.
We're all
Yeah.
souls.
We're all souls and we're all doing the same thing here. So if you're not going to say we're all one and we're all that divine source, if we all went back to source, we'd all be that one body of God. But if you individuate like we have to experience this separation that we have down here on Earth School, it's all about getting that unity consciousness, that one, um, no separation, no separation between each other, competition, separation. Um, this side loses, that side wins. That whole dialectic thing is going out the window with 4D and 5D. That 3D stuff is going to be a thing of the past. So this is all being eradicated where we pick sides and all this nonsense that goes on. Um,
And sorry. So, Val, Val and I do readings as well, and we connect to the other side. And I had somebody ask me to connect to their ancestors, and their ancestors had messages for them, and they said that we're near you, we are not far from you, we are all around you. And they say, look around you in the eyes of your neighbors and those in your community,
ooh,
and you
that
will
gave me the
find
chill
us in the eyes.
that gave me the chills.
I know. And
I did.
it was coming out of my
Ooh,
mouth. I was like, oh
ooh,
my God.
that is so profound. I
All of
love
our
that.
ancestors are in the eyes of our
Yeah.
neighbors and our community around us.
Ooh, you just more big chills coming
I
in.
never, that blew my mind. I had to like collect myself.
Oh, I'm so glad you wrote that down and shared it here because that is so true. I mean, yeah, beautiful.
So we don't know. We just don't know the enormity of it. And it's not, there's no blame, there's no judgment. It's just that our humanity, our egoic brain doesn't have the capacity to understand the universal possibilities and concepts.
Yeah.
Another reading that I did recently, a woman was very distraught because she found out her best friend um, was for the she was being brainwashed, if you would say.
Mhm.
And she didn't know this until recently, and she was very upset and really heartbroken because she's like,
Mm,
she's my best friend, she knows me better than anybody in this world. And she just didn't know how to move past it because they
mhm,
tried to agree to disagree, but there was always like this funny energy between
mhm,
them. And I
mhm,
said, well, I asked the guides, and they suggested, they said, consider that your friend has an illness, and perhaps this illness is like dementia. And you know how people, when you go and you visit them and they have dementia, that they're not all there, and
mhm.
they recognize you, but they don't see who you really are,
Yes.
but you still love their soul. You still
Mm.
care for their soul and their person, and you still have compassion for what they're going through, because it is only an illness, and we all know what it really is. But just consider to have this kind of perspective, to know that they're not going to see you for the deep soul and the light that you are, that
Mhm.
the dementia is clouding their judgment and their understanding of who they truly are,
Yeah,
and to have compassion for that. And
right.
that helped me.
That is really true, and, it brought home a situation for me that I had a longtime friend who was like a sister energy, and all of a sudden, it's same kind of thing happened, and I think these things happen to let you know also that, this she still hasn't got it's been 20 years, and she still has that kind of she doesn't see isn't seeing the truth of things in the world or in me. She doesn't see my soul anymore. And so you have to not that you have to, but I had to say goodbye to that relationship because, they're not in sync with you anymore. It was too long term, it was happening. So it's also that choice where it's very painful having to do that, having to let go, but you have to do it because it's not good for you to be around someone who doesn't see you. But I mean, your situation could be very, small, much smaller than what happened with me. So, I would give it time.
And I think
But
we all out.
I just want you to know I did get back together to meet this person again after 20 years, and they were so divergent between where I am and where they are, or could not come I mean, so far diverging pathways and ideas, still in the spiritual realm, but she went this way and I went that way.
Oh.
Oh, so, you know, gotta love the universe.
And, we all have this to some degree when we have, childhood friends, high school friends, college friends, and, you grow apart and,
Yeah,
your lives go in different directions. But it's something else when you see their soul changing, or
yeah.
you know that your soul and her soul are not recognizing each other anymore. There's something missing in that soul's connection. And
Mm,
what it is, I feel, is our frequency and our vibration is,
mm,
we're working on this because we know that this is the future of humanity and of the earth, that the frequency and vibration is moving forward, and we are all working on, uh, you know, keeping our frequency and vibration in balance, and raising it to be lighter
mm.
and in balance, and perhaps that's the difference, the frequency. And you know how they can't see us? I wonder if that's how the different realms are. You know how I just did a couple of
Mhm. Yeah.
unicorn shows,
Mm,
and unicorns and like Bigfoot, they're in a different dimension and we can't see them. I
that's
wonder
exactly
if one day our friends are not going to be able to see us anymore because we're going to vibrate out of their
yeah, what
reality.
I say. I mean, I've heard a lot of people's perspectives are exactly that. It's that they just won't see us anymore because 'cause we're gonna be vibrating, to at a different frequency. And yeah, 'cause, how, Bigfoot can come in and out of this dimensional space and people can see them briefly, but it's like that, and as we progress, as our vibration rises and it's going up, like crazy recently. So you might even see things in the air. You might see energy forms no matter where you look. You just feel different. It is your awareness is on different things. You're moved to watch different things or spend more time internally. And all of these things are happening that create a space for you to just allow yourself to remember. You're just going to remember more and more. and it's not a memory like you know who you are, like it's a memory of being the light, of being that energy, being in that energy. That energy is you. Oh, fuck, that's the remembering. It isn't like a linear mind. It's going to tell you all kinds of things. It's the energy. It's an energetic thing. So just so you know what that feeling is going to be like, it's almost like you'll be sitting there talking and all of a sudden you'll have this feeling of the minty breath of God coming over you kind of thing. I mean, it's going to be different for everyone, but you realize that, yeah, and Randy's right, experiencing knowings. When you are open and your soul, your higher self is you're embodying that, you're going to have knowingnesses. You're going to have experiences of synchronicities like crazy, and you're going to have epiphanies, but you're not going to have to be in your linear mind where you have to make everything mean something, because that boxes things in. You're just going to go, oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
We're going to embody the soul's vibration. We're going to bring that soul, more of our consciousness and more of our soul's vibration and energy, and embody that here. And I think that's beautiful, Val. Thank you. And similarly with us, raising our vibration and maybe not being seen or whatever, and witnessing the 3D and the lack of understanding or vision that some of our loved ones may have. There's also the opposite that I've experienced. I find that my energy, if I'm not with my tribe, really gets pulled down, and I find this visceral 3D reaction to things, and I'm surprised that I'm getting so emotional. I'm like, why did I just lose my shit? What happened to that spiritual gene? What happened to that compassionate understanding, knowing all kind of? But I'm telling you, you dip into that 3D because you're letting go of it. You're letting go of it. You're letting go of it. And the quicker you can see what your reaction, you're like, whew, where was that emotion? Why was I triggered there? I'm usually very balanced, but we are human too. And we're just letting go of this sort of lower vibrational, emotional kind of, flare-ups, I guess you would call it.
So totally. I like you when you said flare-ups, because it's a thing. It's an ongoing kind of little here, little there kind of thing, and you're getting through it faster, and which is great, right?
Recognizing it, being aware of it, and saying, okay, that really wasn't appropriate. That wasn't what I wanted to have happen. And I'll be more mindful. And, and I think that sometimes when we're out of our element, we can be pulled down like that. So T. Lynn says, with dementia, we can easily understand their disconnect. With the massive brainwashing of our population, it's unimaginable. At this point, how can we come together again? And I think that letting go of the possibility that we can come together. I think that there is going to be, I think that, they are on their soul's journey and we are on our soul's journey, and we all want everybody to experience an evolution, a expansion of our soul and our awareness. And you wish them well, you wish them enlightenment, you wish them that they find their way. But we can't have control or figure out how. It's really letting go of the outcome, and the uncertainty is very difficult, but they tell us over and over again, become more comfortable with the uncertainty, because if we have uncertainty, what we have is the possibility is infinite. Because if we hold on to the control of the outcome, then it's only our human imagination or our human ability to figure it out. That may not be the best. It may be something that is far beyond what we can imagine and or create or develop. And by us letting go of the outcome enables the possibilities to be greater than what we could ever expect.
And the guides always say to put your focus on yourself in self, know who you are, know thyself, be in your heart center, embody that light because you are that light already. When you're in that, your light is radiating out. That is connection. Everyone doing their own thing, being in their own light, creating their connection to everything, not creating it, but they are embodying it because they already are. You already are connected to everything. It's just an illusion that you're separate. It's just earth school. So when you vibrate to fourth and fifth dimensional energies, you're going to automatically be in that oneness. You're going to feel that telepathic connection. You're still going to be separate entities, but you're going to have the knowledge that you are the cells in the body of God, so to speak. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I love what you said, Jean, about just let go of the idea that you have to come together, because that's kind of a roadblock, and just concentrate on your own inner embodying and who you really are. So yeah, that.
Mm-hmm. I also see. Oh shoot! I was just going to say something and I had it. Oh, they just told me. I just had a hit, Val, that
Mhm.
that perhaps just consider this as a possibility. And for some reason, they're making me say it. Consider that we're here up on our high horse saying, aren't we wonderful? Aren't we the best? Aren't we the strongest? Aren't we the lightest? Consider that possibly their souls chose that experience and their souls are going through
Mhm.
a different experience to evolve in a more rapid pace. On the other side, we don't know. Maybe they're the brave ones. Maybe they're the ones that chose this more difficult path of having, being manipulated and having this happen to
And
them.
having the rug pulled out from under them eventually, and having to reformat who they are, what's taking their head up out of the sand. Their lives having the feeling of them being shattered and picking up the pieces kind of thing would be why we have to be here holding the light for that experience. But who's to say who is learning the most? Obviously, we're going to hold the love for every single person, and everyone on the other side is. This is what my thoughts are. Everyone on the other side is already whole. There
Yeah.
isn't any. There's nothing, but we're just experiencing the contrast here between this and that, yin and yang, and everyone's just as evolved. So yeah, don't think that those other people aren't just as evolved as you, because they are. And maybe even, who knows, they could be master teachers who chose to come in and show us this. Because that's a hard road, right, Jean?
It is. It is. And, maybe they're doing it for us so that we can be witness and evolve ourselves. Maybe they're already evolved and they said, look, we're going to go down there and we're going to wreak havoc. So these chicks, maybe we're the end of the class. Maybe we're the last ones to wake up. Maybe they're saying, we're going to do this and make these little stragglers wake up because they're the last ones we're waiting for. Maybe we're the last ones.
I love that
Anything.
perspective. Because it turns it upside down and you go, oh, yeah.
Everybody's going to be like, I'm not watching these girls anymore.
Get off our high horses.
Just consider the possibility. I'm not saying, but we just don't know. We just don't know. It's really important to consider, just to have an open mind and trust and believe that everything is working out for all, for the greater good of all concerned. And this is it's just a little reminder, just a little piece of maybe I can, maybe this is really what is happening. I don't know. I don't know. No, and nobody knows the future, but it is something that we can be self-examining and releasing of some of this fear and letting go of needing to know the outcome, and just kind of going with the flow, understanding we are spiritual beings here on earth to learn a lesson or to have an experience, and that this is our experience. So you know going with the flow is so much better than resisting against it. And if you need help, and if you need advice, or if you need somebody to lean on, please do definitely reach out, come on and chat, and get a reading or whatever you need to do. But it's really possible for all of us to flourish in all situations.
It really is. And I love how you said that. I just want to say that again. Yeah, it's possible for us to flourish in all situations. That is so powerful, Jean, so powerful. Hang on to that, because that is a really powerful statement and truth. It is possible.
Yeah, and we're not saying it's easy. So Debbie, I just wanted to point this out. She said the energy that we held onto because of memories we now face, we are being made to be aware of the past that have separated us. We must walk our own true path. Very good.
Yep. Very true. Very true.
I know. We're growing up, you guys. I think we're just growing up. I think they're growing pains, they're birth pains. So I also got that we were birthing a new kind of human, and that we're going through the birth, what do they call it? Labor pains.
Yes.
And that, once we get through this labor, we're going to want to do this all over again.
Because that's what we do.
I'm going to be on the other side next time.
Oh, yeah, let me try it this way. When you're out of the body, you're in your soul, you're like, oh, that looks fun. Let me go do that. Oh man.
Yeah. And T. Lynn says, maybe that's why I'm feeling an increased bonding with my guide and not caught up in the emotions of the political environment this week. And and if I may suggest to you, T. Lynn, to consider that maybe it's not your guide and it's your higher self, your own consciousness.
Absolutely.
Or and your higher self, not or. Labeling the other side as dealing with dementia makes my heart sad. We are all connected. You're right. And there is no other side, but we were just trying to make a point, and
it's earth language,
a way to understand what we're dealing with. Yeah. We are all connected. Absolutely, Abby. You're absolutely right. Sammy. Sammy's we're having a discussion. She wants a reading. Some people are popping in saying, let's get a reading. And we understand, because every other show we do readings. His recent messages haven't been, I don't know what that means. Okay. I asked my guides that, and they said no, Jean. I doubt that. I don't know what, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit behind on the chat. I don't know what that means.
If you're talking about we come in and play out different sides, we definitely play out different sides. I don't know if that's what you're meaning.
I asked if an old soul came in as a young soul.
Oh no, I don't know that you would come in to experience different soul levels in that kind of way. You're assuming that those the MAGA are young souls, but some of them could be masters of high vibration coming down to play a role. It is not their soul age. When you come down and you play a role, you're playing the role of a character. Don't even assign a soul age, because on the other side, your soul is, you're all old souls. Let's put it that way, because you were there at the beginning of everything. So you're just embodying an expression to understand a certain situation and see the feelings between this and that. So can you actually come in and experience? Generally speaking, you're going to take lifetimes where you progress on the earth, coming from young soul or baby soul, young soul, mature soul, old soul. However, there are masters who come down who could be the beggar on the street. They're the master whispering in your ear.
That's right. That's right. They're angels in disguise. You think that, and I'm telling you, when I've heard of the life reviews, that when you hand, an unfortunate person a handout or a lift up or help somebody or assist somebody, that is you see that in your life review, and you see, oh, that was an angel testing me, like, oh my gosh. So
There's so
Karen's,
many things like that. You just never know. So, for us to assign a soul age is a little lofty of us to beings who are behaving in a certain way or playing a certain role.
yeah, Karen Doyle says we have to surrender, and that's really hard. We have to surrender to the outcome,
We
and we're
do.
not surrendering our power or
No,
our,
at all.
faith or our,
Yeah,
hope or trust. We're
yeah.
just surrendering the outcome.
We have
And
told
Jill,
the universe we've ordered it up what we want as unity, oneness, the golden age, and the universe is complying. It's doing it in a rapid fire way. So let it do its thing. You're still in your own beautiful energy and power, and believe that it is bringing you what you've asked for, because it is, and it's doing it really in a big way. So just believe it. Believe it.
absolutely. So Jill says the dark side, and sometimes we can just say the denser energies
Denser energy.
exist so that we appreciate the light. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
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 And it's really it's important to be inclusive, and it's important to understand this is a spiritual discussion. This has nothing to do with, well, it has to do with how we feel and how we're maintaining and how we're creating the energetic or the higher or the higher vibrational understanding about what our human society and humanity is going through right now. This isn't a political. This is just an observation on from a spiritual perspective. I saw some people wanting to add a couple other comments, which is fine, but just to remind everybody. And so on that, Randy says, my human is craving Thai food. I hear
Yeah,
you.
Randy, invite me over for dinner because I love Thai. Pad Thai chicken. Oh, or pad Thai tofu. I love it.
Yep. Yeah, I hear you and I understand you, but we're talking about the soul's perspective, the soul's
Mhm.
understanding, the soul's vibration. You guys, I'm not ignoring you or not engaging with you. I just wanted to keep the conversation from in that perspective. And I understand that you want to share. So Jill Sinanan says the more difficult the old soul wants to ascend, and the dark experience takes them there.
Yeah,
Or a soul, yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I think, oh geez, yeah, Karen said angel disguised as a homeless person. That was well to her. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
things are not always what they seem, and the test and the catalyst to see what we do, see if we evolve, see if we come together, see if we are passionate, see if we have these abilities that we've been practicing all this time, see if we can see the light, see if we can see them for the souls who they are, or for any opposition. I had a woman that I worked with. Everybody's heard about this woman 100 times. I should, pay her by now, but she was absolutely a thorn in my side and was just the most difficult woman. And I used to complain about her for like 6 to 9 months. And then one day I was listening to a book on tape about a Buddhist perspective about love your enemies. And I'm
Mhm.
like, what? No, this woman, no, no, no. And they're like, for they teach us how strong we are.
That's
And it's
right.
only them who can teach us that.
That's
And
right.
I
We learn
just
all these lessons. Yeah.
the gratitude that I felt towards her,
Mhm.
and the change in my life. No more struggle once I got it. And
Mhm.
it was just that moment of, "Oh," and everything changed, and I was no longer resisting or blaming or pointing. I was
Right.
like, "I understand. I can see that now. I don't have to fight with that." I
Yeah.
Within 3 months, I left the place and I had the most wonderful job for the next 10 years. I was so appreciated. Everything changes, and everybody does this in their own time. I'm not
Mhm.
saying I'm great, better. I'm just saying that that was my evolution, and man, it was difficult, and there was other things on top of that, but I'm just saying it's possible, and it's just a perspective, and that's all Val and I are doing is trying to
Yeah.
offer a different perspective, and boy, we had topsy-turvy, didn't we?
Yeah.
Maybe they're the advanced souls,
Me
and we're the
because,
distract.
what you were saying is valid of us looking at like someone who is a MAGA, and really, what do we learn from that? There's a lot of compassion and understanding that we can learn from that, and that we're not separate, that we just have differing perspectives of the same issue. We both want to live a beautiful life. We both want to live securely and freely in our own ways. It's not that diverse, so that we're learning, what? Everyone is allowed to have their own opinion, and we don't have to be separate. We can still communicate and be together as one unit because we all want a good life here. We want to express ourselves and all of that. So we'll see how everything plays out. But it does help us to understand that they are not the other. They're our human family, they're our spiritual family. We're all together. Yeah.
So, in closing, Val, what I would like to say is I would like to send out the intention that all of humanity, all over the world, live in peace,
Yeah.
harmony, and prosperity, and that we all evolve and we all become aware, and our evolution is the greater good. Happens for everybody, and it lifts us all up.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love that. I love that. Amen. And so be it. It is
Mhm.
done.
So, is there? Ooh, it is a lot, and I'm just making sure I had everything down. Yeah, hold the light. That's what we say. Hold the light, right, Val? We're here
Hold
to
the
hold
line.
the light, and not to compare ourselves, not
No,
to not to.
no pointing fingers, 3 are pointing back at you, no blame game or any of that, because that's engaging in the 3D drama energy that keeps you trapped in the game. And what are we here for? To not be trapped in the game, and see yourselves outside this false matrix and stand in that power and energy of your divine source center that you are. You're already it. You don't have to become it. You don't have to this and that and the other thing. Just be it because you already are. Okay. So
Absolutely. KK says, we each descend to this earthly plane to gain a different perspective, literally raising our frequency, expanding our souls, as well as the entire collective consciousness. We
that's,
are one.
that's it. KK.
KK, when are you starting your own YouTube channel? You got
Yeah,
to share
exactly.
that. Praise. Sing it, sing it, sister. Yeah. And Chris, everything is welcome here. Everybody, where everybody is where we are, and we honor each and every one of you for wherever you are on your journey. And we need everybody to be where they are. We need you to be where you are. We need others to be where they are, and perhaps maybe some may need us to be where we are too. So it's really just not comparing, not judging, and to accept and to yeah,
Allow
yeah.
everyone to be who they are, show up as they are, see their soul light, and you are just sitting in your beautiful soul light, radiating it out.
I
So
love that.
yeah.
Be our soul light, see their soul light. We see your soul light.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Val. What a beautiful conversation. And we hope that we offered some alternatives or some options and some considerations for you to consider. And we just thank each and every one of you. And Val, I hope you come back again next month and we'll see. We want to hear a little bit about your journey. I wanted to ask you about your journey, but then
Oh,
this little thing popped up. So
yeah, we have a lot. Exactly. Oh, I'd love to
you
tell
went on
you about it. Yeah.
a spiritual retreat in India, right?
Actually, no. This trip I just took was to the UK, Ireland, and Scotland, and I did have some spiritual experiences that I can tell you about while I was there. And
Okay.
yeah,
Did you see the sights?
I saw the sights.
Well, we'll have to have her back again and have her tell us all about it and all of the epiphanies that may have happened while she was there, all of the experiences. Well, thanks again, Val. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We
Very
really appreciate you. And we will see everybody. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. So we want to give thanks to all of our veterans and honor them for their sacrifice and the families and veteran families. And we'd love to see everybody back. I'd like to know how many of you are off of school or work or bank or mail, all of that. And enjoy your day and spend it wisely. Looking forward to seeing you all.
Yeah.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Wow.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos.